Well, I got that block in there. I cut the block and I ran it up, and from here up I've got 3 little things of liquid nails, construction adhesive in a circle, and then I tapped it in there. I split the difference because that's a 2x6. It's 5.5, and so it's 2 3/4 sticking out. And I put screws in it up there, and then I even put these little brackets back here. And when that dries, that's not going anyways. Wow, I'm almost done with this box. I really want to get this enclosed, but I have to think about my next step. And there was a couple things I needed to think about. First off, I'm going to take this, I'm going to put a bracket up against this wall, so I have to have backing in there. And I was wondering, should I put, see, it's from here, from about here down. I could put another block, kind of like these blocks, straight across, you know, but I've got, you know, it's not going to be that sturdy, so I was thinking maybe I'll just put one flat, you know, this way, coming out 5.5 inches and going all the way up to here, all the way up to here, and that will take the weight of that more rather than it just setting on a block. I mean, I'm not really too concerned about it because I'm going to put two 2x8s here coming straight across. These stairs are already supported by that wall, okay? And I'm going to put the stringers up, and I'm going to attach those to the back side of the new 2x8s that come across here. And there was one other thing I wanted to think about. And see, this stringer here, this stringer, first off, is not very good. As you can see, that piece broke off, and I was saving that, and it kind of came in handy, you know, to give me the top edge of the stair. And I'm not going to put that back in there. Well, that's not going to do anything. And they have it bolted with some big bolts that go right into the stucco. And these are probably, oh, I don't know, 4 inches long, because they have to go through 1.5 inches, plus they have to go through the stucco. Then they have to go into the OSB plywood on the back side, and they're probably trying to catch a 2x4 beyond that. So I'm not touching these, but this is going to come out. Okay, so what is holding this? You can't have your whole stair stringer being held by 2 bolts going into the stucco, into the plywood. And they had this funky little thing here, and it's wobbly. See how it's wobbling? It's wobbling. I went ahead and painted it. They had screws. They put some long screws in through here, and it's going into the stucco and stuff. But it's not that sturdy. And no inspector would buy off on that. He'd laugh you out of town if he said, "You're really going to hold up this with this little thing here? You should have a post or something here, and with a pier down here, a concrete pier. You dig a hole and put concrete in it, and then put the pier on top of it, which is concrete pier with the little block on it, and then you would go up from that up to here. And this would generally be like a 4x6 or something like that coming across here. This goes into that. Your post would go up to the bottom of your 4x6, especially if you, because you're right up next to the stucco, you'd have to do something like that. You can't just leave it like that. So what am I going to do? Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run an angle piece, a 2x6 from here going up at an angle, and attach it to the back side of the new 2x8s that go across this way, and I'm going to push it right into here. It's going to push right to there, and it's going to come in at an angle, and I'm going to attach it, screw it into the back of the 2x8, and then I'm going to come down here, and that's why I haven't closed this up yet. I was wondering, okay, should I come in and come in here? And if I did that, I'd have to do that now, wouldn't I? before I cut the plywood and cover that, I would then have to put an angle in there and put another block in here and do some other funky stuff, and then I would have to measure the plywood to allow for that angled piece coming in here. And I thought, you know what, here's the edge of the back side of the stair. Now let's follow that through, and that's on the back side of this, so I can lap it right on the back of that. Because at first I was thinking, okay, do I need to come up at an angle underneath here and do something? But I'm going to lap it on there. It's going to come at an angle like that, okay? And that means I can lap it on the back side of this, because that's right at this edge. You see? It's pretty close. I mean, I'm slightly off, but not very far. And so I'm going to attach it on the outside of that, which we've got the plywood, see? It's going to come down at an angle. And then I'm going to have it kind of set on top of the concrete. And with it coming in at an angle, I'm going to have to cut the bottom of it flat to fit, and it's going to set right on top of the concrete there. And then I'm going to screw it right onto the side of the wall here, and that's got 2x6s, plenty backing there, and then all the weight is going to be held off of here, coming up at an angle, and that is going to hold this stringer, a little bit more of this stringer. Right now, as you know, these 4x12s are screwed into the stucco, see right there? And they have them attached all along there. I painted that, and I didn't care if I got it on the stucco or not. That's underneath the house, no biggie. Okay, so they have all the weight, lots of the weight held off of there. Those 3 screws go through the stucco, and then it goes into the OSB plywood, and then they just hang out wild on the other side. If you saw that previous video I did, you'd see the back side of those screws. And so that's holding up some of the weight. Now, obviously, would I really want that to hold up the entire 4x12 at this end? No. So that's why they ran this stringer here too. A portion of the weight is on this stringer coming up to here, and a portion of the weight is held right there, all along there. And then you've got the risers of each stair that goes across. That's screwed on the back side of your 4x12. That's helping to hold some of the load. The 4x12 is flat, but you know, it's going 5 feet. Is it ever going to fall down? No, never in a million years is this going to fall down, because it's attached, supported on one end, it's supported on the other end. We've got 3 stringers here. Once I put these stringers attached up to this other thing, this staircase is not going anywhere. You could jump on it all day long. A 500-pound person could jump on this and roll down it and do whatever they want. This thing is never going to fall down. And with putting this brace here too, that's gonna support a portion of the weight of this stringer as well. Okay, and so all of that together is gonna really make this staircase a lot stronger than it was before. Okay, even had it not rotted out, they used a 2x6 redwood. You never do that for a little support piece going across there, and they only had 1 piece. My word, that should have been like a 4x6 Douglas fir, or 2 2x8s sandwiched together, nailed together, boom boom boom. They didn't do it. That's because it wasn't inspected. They ran out of wood. They thought, oh, we got some more redwood, let's just use the redwood, nobody's ever going to see it. Yeah, phooey on that. Now I've got to fix it, and I'm showing you what not to do. Okay, so now that I know that this angled piece is going to come down on the outside of this column, now I can go ahead and fill this in and put a block up along here, and I think I'm going to run I think I'm going to run a piece from the mud sill on up to the bottom of this and attach it and screw it in from the back side of this with some long screws. Put a little clip like this on the back side and all that. That way the weight of this is transferred on down to here. It's not just transferred onto this little block. The block split or something like that. Plus, with that going all the way up, when I get ready to build my floor, I'm going to have a ledger coming across here, and a part of that ledger is going to be on this block. Okay, it's going to be a 2x6 going across, and part of the ledger is going to be on this piece coming down. And this piece coming down will, if I push it up to the bottom of that, that'll take some of the weight off of this block for my floor. Okay. One more thing about these straps. Are these inspector approved? Building department approved? No, those aren't. So if you're not going to use something like that on all these stairs down here, if this were to be inspected and stuff, you wouldn't use these, but you can use them for all kinds of things around the house or different areas where you think, hey, this strap is basically just a little helper. It's just going to hold this into place. Is it going to go anywhere? No. Is it really holding any weight? No. It's just holding that until the liquid nail construction adhesive dries on the back side of there. It's going to hold that in place. So same with all the stuff down here. It's just holding it in place. That's all. There's no stress on it or anything like that. So if you need something that is going to be something that you need a stress point on or something, use the approved brackets. Okay, Simpson Ties has those, and I've actually got some brackets for different areas up in here, and the joist hangers and all that kind of stuff. Those are going to be the Simpson brackets that you would get at a hardware store. Okay, but I'm using this metal track stuff just for small little brace things, just to hold things in place. Okay, if that was gonna hold for weight and stuff, then I would have to use the approved brackets. All right, just to let you know.